Hi, welcome to Java NetBeans Object-Oriented Sales Management System. So let me show you guys how it works. Supposing you want about 5 of those and 5 of these, maybe 3 of these, and in here, let's say you want Chardonnay, you want about 7, 8 of those, and maybe 5 here. And what about ice cream? Just one. Make sure you can 3 of these. All you need to do is click on total, and there we go. The cost of fruit is right here, the cost of wine is right here, and the cost of ice cream is right there. So what's the total is right here. So what I'm going to do now is take you guys straight into Java NetBeans development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Java NetBeans tutorial of sales management system using object-oriented technique. I'm going to start by clicking on new project, and in there make sure you select the folder Java, select the project Java application, click on next and enter your following names there. So the name of my project is sales management system. I will now uncheck the create main class and go to finish. Now my project is ready right here. That's it. Right click on it and let's select new Java file or JFrame, and in there I'm going to give my project name sales management system, and the project package name will be called sales management systems. There. Right now let's click on finish. Now that my form is ready or my frame is ready, right click on the frame and let's select set layout and select absolute layout right there. Now let's select the properties, and the properties, let's make sure generate center is checked. And the other thing that we want is we now want to enter the size of our application, so let's make that 1450 by, let's make that 800. Now that is ready, so the form size is ready. So the next thing I would like to do now is I'm going to go straight to the palette there. Let's select plain and paste it right there. That's the plane right there. Then in there, let's change the property of plane. Come to the properties. Let's look for border. Make the border style. I'm going to change the border to, let's make that 8, and let's change the color of the border to something a little bit darker right there. That is fine. The next thing I like to do is to change the back color of that very frame. Let's change it to black, something dark. There we go. And now just drag it along there. Now the next thing I like to do is to go straight onto the palette. Let's select label, paste the label there, and in the label I'm going to change the properties of that label to, let's change that to sales management system. Get rid of that and that. And the font color, I'm going to change the font color to that, and the size, let's change the size to about 60. Let's enter 60 bold there, right there. And the next thing I want to do is, you see this frame, let me change that to right click and select set layer and select absolute layer. Right, that is fine. I think this seems a little bit too small for me. Okay, let's add some border to this label. So let's look for the border. Look at the border there, come straight to the border, and I'm going to change line border to maybe 8. Yeah, let's see. Okay, where is the line border? The line border I think is black. Let's change the color of the line border. Let's come in here back into border style and change it to something we can see. Click on OK. There we go, guys. That is the line border set. Alright, now let's extend it that much and maybe get it centered as well. Where it's center horizontal align, let's get that centered and just use that opportunity to change this a little bit more, maybe to about 72. Okay, now drag this down a little bit more. Yeah, alright, that's most like it. The next thing I'd like to do is let me grab another label, paste that here, and this other label, let me add a border to it as well. Make that border the same number, make it 8. Right there, and let's change the border color here. The border color, I'm going to change it to exactly the same color and click on OK. Now let's select the icon for this frame, or for the label. Let's look for icon, select the icon and go straight into my icon folder. I think I have it right here, icons, and right here somewhere I'm going to select one of these. Okay, now I have the right one there, that's fine. Okay, just extend it the way you want and maybe drag it down a little bit. Right, that is fine. We can now copy that, Ctrl C and Ctrl V to paste it and just drag it here. So now I have my icons on both sides. Okay, the next thing I want to do is go back to the palette and let's select plain right there, paste it there. Yeah, and change the border style as well. Let's go for need border. Is selected, yeah, that's the border right there. Make that 8 as well, and I'm going to change the border color to something a bit darker. Yeah, that's fine. Right, I'll now copy that. Need a couple of those there. So let's say that is it. That's how I want it. 1. Let's see if we can have about 4 there. Copy, paste another one. I think that will do. So let's arrange it how I want. Okay, now guys, this is how my interface looks now, but each of these I would like to give them a name. So let's come straight to the border here, and there you see the title. So inside the title, let's go back in there, the title, and just enter the title for these. Maybe I should go for maybe fruits. Let's go in there, fruits, and click on OK. And there. Okay, I don't want that style. I want to change the size to, let's make that 24 bold, and the color is black. That is correct. So let's do that again. Fruits with an S. Now let's go to the border here. The border there. Let's change the border color. Font here is bold 24. Border color. Okay, let's get labels. Grab a label here and a text field, label and text field. So this label text field, let's change the property size to bold 20 or maybe 36. No, that might be too big. Undo that. Let's go back and just change it. Maybe to 18. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and let's change this to, yeah, that's fine. And this is going to be Apple. Edit, change that to Apple, and let's copy this across. Let's add few fruits in there. Okay, we have about 6. Okay then, 6 we do. Now just change those names around. Okay, this is how my interface looks right now, but there's one more or some other component that need to be added. So I'm going to have to add buttons to it. Let's chop that there and just come right down here and here, then we have a button there. Let's extend it that much. We need maybe about 3 of those. Let's go to the properties of this very button and just change the size. Make that bold, make it 36, and this will be, let's go for total, and just copy that same button, paste it there, and paste another one there. Then the next thing we do now is we just need to start work on the classes. Alright, this one will be known as reset. Right there. Okay, let's create the very first class. So I'm going to come in here and go straight into my sales management system. Right click on that and just select class. So this very class, I'm going to call it sales underscore tags. So that's the very first one. Click on finish. So that's my tags there. So the next thing I'm going to do now is let me enter the public variable for my, or you can call it public data member for my tag. So I'm going to call that sales tags. And the tax rates, let's go for anything more than 9%, 90%. There, that's the tax. Then I will then create a method here to work out how much the end user will have to pay. So let's say C find tax. That's the name of my method, and I'm going to make that double C amount. Right there, and let's enter curly braces there since it's a method. Now inside this method, what I want to do is, let's say double find, that's another variable, find tags equals C amount, subtract that from C amount and multiply that by sale tax. Make sure you enter a semicolon there, and that is it for your tax. So the next thing you need to do is we must make sure we return a value. Let's say return, what we are returning will be find tax, and there, wrong spelling here. There we go, all the errors are gone. Okay, since I'm inside this sales tax, I might as well just create, let me create something to prevent the user from entering characters, so I'm going to call that numbers only. Alright, that is that's just to prevent the user, like I said, from entering any other character apart from numbers. So these lines of code should make that happen. Now let's go into the design view and enter this very object. So I'm going to go in there. Let's create an object in there. So right click and come to events and click on key press. Right in there, create that object. I'll call it numbers equals new set tags, save tags. Then let's say numbers dots numbers only, and there we go, guys. So I'm going to copy that. You can see the event is even right in there. I'm going to copy that now, and let's go into the design view again and repeat the same thing for the next object here, or the next JText field, and just enter that in there and repeat one more. Yeah, for this, move that up. There we go. Paste that in there. So if I run this program now, this is what you guys will see. You see that? So what will happen is, let's get the keyboard out. So if I click on any of these and try to enter a character in there, you see nothing is happening, but let's enter numbers, you see, but characters, no. The same thing applies to this. Okay, so that is the whole idea of that lines of codes. So I'm going to close this. Now let's close this entirely and just populate the whole of this with the same objects that I created, and then continue with the rest of the codes. So let's enter this in there. So I'm going to speed that up now. Okay guys, I've populated the whole text field with the objects and the object's name. Okay, so now since the instance of the class is now in each of the text field, let's try it out. Okay, with the keyboard, try to enter whatever character in there. No, what about here? But we can enter numbers in there, so that is fine. So I'm going to now close that. So that is confirmed. The next thing I want to do now, let's take care of this reset. But to take care of this reset, I will need the names of each of these. I think I have 1, 2, 3. So for these 3 main plane, I'm going to grab their names so that I know which plane I'll be calling. So let's come in here, and the other ones I can just clear them individually. So let's come in, close that, come to the design, right click on it and get the name, the variable name. That's plane 8, and this is what, 9. What about this? That is 3. Oh, that's strange. Okay, let's come in here, right click on that and action perform. I think that will be here somewhere. There we go. You can see that resets. So in there, I'm going to enter the following lines of codes. So now it's asking me to import Java field, okay, J field, and just click on yes. The first one, I think that is plane 3. I have 9 and 8. So you see, I'm actually calling these components right there, panel. Okay, let's get that panel. So the next panel, I believe this is panel number 3. So this is panel number 9 and panel number 8. So back in our code, so let's put a break here or something to differentiate which panel I am dealing with. I'm going to copy this because I'm going to need 2 more of those. Right, the next panel is panel 8. Panel 8, change this to 8. Since we already declared a variable, we don't need that anymore. So since we've already called the object, so clear that there. So this will be 9. So with these few lines of codes, I can just clear all of this text field. But these other text field here, since they are individual, I can just clear them. Let's see this one. What panel is this? 10. And these ones, there's no point entering long lines of codes for them. So let's get the names of this one. This is known as what? Fruits. Copy that, and this will be wine. That's wine, and this is ice cream. So let's go back into there and just say fruits dot set text equals no value. That is because I don't have a lot of text in there. Then the other one is wine dot no value, then followed by JTXT ice cream there. So that is that taken care of. I also have TXT tax there. Let's move this up, and JTXT subtotal, and finally we have JTXT total there. So with these lines of codes here, take a good look at them. From here up to here, we can clear whatever data we have in there. So let's compile and run it. So let's enter data in them now. And as you can see, we have data. We've populated the whole text box on the system. Clear, there we go. Right, they all have. Okay, I've entered 0 in there. Well, I can always take care of that. Just come back in here. These are the zeros, so let's get rid of it and change it to ordinary plain. Yeah, no point of adding 0, so that is fine. So if I run it again and just clear it, we see there's no more 0. So clear, there we go. The next thing I want to take care of would be the exit. So for the exit, I will also create, let's create a class here, new, and let's select class, and in that class I'm just going to call it sales or exit sales, exit underscore sales. There, that's the name of my class. Click on finish. Now that that is created, the next thing I want to do is to declare a private so that I can import the frame itself. So in here, let's import our frame. That's it, import from Java's the string frame. Then here let's enter public void quit. That is the name of my class. Or I can just, okay, let's enter quote. Then in there we now need to enter as follows: frame equals new frame. That's just an object I'm creating, and the object is going to have the following. Right, come out here and enter semicolon. Let's choose an if statement. If the object, if j option plain dot show dialog, and the dialog that I want it to show will be as follows. Let me go for confirm if you want to exit, and let's enter the name of my program here, comma, that will be sales management system there, and let's enter comma here, and let's copy this dialog here, and here enter j option dot yes no option, okay, and equals j option dot yes no option, and let's enter a curly braces there. So if it's yes, then I want the system dot exit there. Let's comma there, and that is my line of code, or those are my lines of code for exit. So what I would then do is come right in here. Let me get this object, come right in here and create an object. Right click on the button itself, select action, perform, repeat that again, select action, perform, and right in here I'm going to create an object I exit equals new object. So that's the object I've created, the instance of the class that was declared here, that was created here. So I've just created an instance of it, a copy of it in here. So let's say I exit dot there quit, and that's all there is to it. So exit is taken care of as well. So if I run my program now, compile and run, now click on exit, there we go. Can you see that, guys? Confirm if you want to exit. No, I do not want to exit. Confirm if you want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. That is it. So those are the lines of code for the class that I just created for exit. So have a good look at it. So that is that done. We've also taken care of the tags, but I haven't used the tags yet. I have used numbers only. And right in here we have also cleared each of the text box. Those are the lines of code that clear the text box. Okay, now let's take care of the big one. The next one we want to take care of is to create another class. We have two classes already. Let's create another class for the product. So I'm going to call that class, let's just call it sales product or item, sales product. Okay, that's fine. Sales product. Okay, that's the name of my class. Click on that. So right inside the sales product, what I want to do is to, let's say, is to create, I say, public apple. Let's say C. No, it's not a C. Let's just say apple. That's the very first one. Apple. That should be double, really. Double apple. There. So that's the very first one. My very first data type. So I'm gonna copy that. I think I have in total 18 of those. So those are the names that I have in here. Let's see, the first one is apple followed by a banana. So I'm going to copy that, come in here, it says product, and change this to banana. I also have cherry and grapes. Okay, the next field is going to be grape. Now let's look at the other field that we have. We have mango and we also have orange. So let's come in there. We have mango here and we have orange here. So what I'm going to do now, fellows, is I'm just going to speed up the whole process and I'll get back to you shortly. Okay, all the variables are now completed for each of the items. So what I'm going to do now is I need to assign price for each of these variables. But before then, I think I'm going to have to create a method to carry out the calculation. So one other thing is let's declare another 3. Let's make it 4 really. 4 variables here. So I'm going to call it items cost 1. Okay, so I need 4 of those. So item cost 2 and item cost. So item cost we store the other ones. So this is 3, 1, 2. Okay, those are declared. Now we then need to create another. We need to create a method here. So right there, let's copy this and I'm going to give it a name. I'll call it get amount, and this amount, that is where my item will be stored, and I will ask it to return a value. So the value that I will ask it to return is going to be this cost. So for each of these items, they are all going to be here. Item 1 plus item 2 plus item 3. Okay. Now for item 1, 2, and 3, item 1, that is going to be everything that I have in here, apples and so on. Let me just copy that. I'm going to delete that later on anyway. Yeah, let's just paste that in here. I'll delete it as soon as I get everything I need. Apple plus banana plus cherry plus grapes. Then we have mango. Then we have the orange. Copy that. Then we can delete all of this. We don't need it anymore. There. That is item 1 secured. Now we need to take care of item 2. So item 2, just copy this, paste that in here, undo that, come on. Now item 2 includes rice plus, I think the next one is melon. Then we have Chardonnay. And finally, for item 2, I have Sauvignon. There, close that. Now, item 3, item cost 3 stays here. Item cost 3 equals as follows: milkshake plus vanilla cone plus plastic vanilla plus vanilla milkshake. Then we have chocolate milkshake and strawberry milkshake. There. Okay, as you guys can see, the method is ready for the calculation. But the bad news is there is no price. So I'm going to copy all of these. Copy them all. And I will just paste it right underneath here. There. And what I'll do is add a P to it, which means price. You see that, guys? So that's price. Then we make up a price for each of these fields that I have in here for the price. So let's come in here now. Apple, that equals maybe £2.30. Banana, £1.99. Cherry, maybe £1.50 or £2.50. And finally we have strawberry as point that. Okay, so all the prices are ready. This strawberry might be a little bit expensive, really. Yeah, that's it. See, all of the prices are now ready. Good. So I am now ready to take care of the total. So this is done now. Total. Now right click on the total. Let's go straight onto event action perform. There we go. So right in here, I'm going to now create an object instant of the class called sales product. So let's call it, so the instance will be cost of items equals new sales product. There, that's the object created. The other thing I need to create is I'm going to need to create that of, let's see, I think, yeah, sales. I have sales as well for the tax. So let's go back in here and create that right underneath here. So let's call that I tax equals new. There. Now let's create 3 variables here. Those 3 variables will be for tax. Instead of calling this I tax, I'm going to call it C tax. So I tax, let's use that for mine. Then I subtotal, comma, and finally I have I total. There, those are the 3 variables that I'm going to be using. Okay, what I'm going to do now is to copy this instance or this very object here, paste it there, and dot, then select Apple. Okay, so now I want to assign the value of Apple onto here, then I say dot p apple right there. Then I'm going to now multiply that by whatever amount of apple that we have inside this text box. So let's come in here, let's go for double dot, we pass double, that's good. So that will be j txt apple dot, that will be get text, and here we enter semicolon. So that is the first one. So that means if you enter two apples is then multiplied by the cost of an apple and is then stored inside this apple that we have in here. Okay, if you guys can still remember, I have two different fields there. Where is that fields? Right here. Okay, the first lot of fields is just to store whatever value, and the second field that I have in here is the price of each item. Okay, now the next one is, let's go for banana dot banana, and we'll repeat exactly the same thing, equals the cost as BP banana. We multiply that by double, and that will be j txt banana. So that is that done as well. We have 16 more of those to do. Okay, let's go through one more, that's Sherry. Then we can just speed it up. Sherry equals object dot the price of Sherry, and we multiply that. Let's just copy all of these. Copy the price of Sherry is now there. There we go. Paste that, and in here we just need to enter Sherry here. Okay, that's sorted. Then we have, let's see, what else do we have? We have grapes, mango, and orange. So I'm going to copy these and just enter them in there. So this one will be dot grapes, grape. Then this one is going to be dot grape as well, PG, and this one is just grape. Then we have, and next one we have an orange or mango, a mango. So that's mango, and let's copy that, and this is mango price. Then we have orange dot orange. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to now speed it up, since you guys now get the whole idea. Okay, I have finished with these very ones now. So all that is left for us to do now is to get the final method. So let's copy this, copy that, and let's scroll right down here. I'm going to need the subtotal. So we copy the subtotal first. So we come right down here and just end. Okay, we paste the subtotal here, equals, then we need the cost. Let's get the cost of item, paste that there, dots, let's get the method. That is the method right there. That's the method where we have all of the calculations right here, this very method. So just call that now. So the next thing I want to do is, let's come back in here since I've got that. I'm now going to work out the tags. Let's see the name of the tags. Okay, that is the tags right there, the instance or the object. Let's come right down and paste that here. Okay, tags equals, let's see, I think the tags is, actually this is meant to be I tags, I think. Let's see, yeah, I tags equals tags dot this very one, I see, that's C tags, and in here we now want to enter subtotal right there. So that is for the tags sorted. Now we now want I total. In case of I total, that will become I subtotal plus I tags right there. Now that we've done all that, all we then need to do is, all they need to do is to declare a variable. Let's call that tax cost equals string.format and what are we formatting, and that will be for the tax itself. Right, so let's now come in here, let's say j.txt tax dot set, so that will be tax cost. So the first one is taken care of. Now let's take care of the second one. And come right down here, and this will be for subtotal. That is for tags. This will be subtotal. So now let's enter subtotal cost. Subtotal cost equals subtotal. So let's enter subtotal here. Get rid of this. Alright, and in here that will be I subtotal. That is that done. Then finally we need to take care of the total cost. We had to do that, like we had to do this like that because it only accepts text. But now we need I total here, and that's all there is to it. Now that all that is done, the other thing we need to do is, you see this one here, let's see the name of that, yeah, fruits. So if we purchase any fruit, or if we buy any fruit, we want to see the cost of the fruit, everything in it, cost of the wine and so on. So let's come in here, so right there I'm going to paste that dot set. Now cost of fruits, that will become, that will be item. I'm going to get this, paste that in here, dot item 1 to be cost of fruit, but we need to let's put it inside a string value. Come down in here, paste that in there, and all of these we go right in here, and this will be item cost 1, item cost 1. We use uppercase for that, and this becomes item cost 1 itself. Okay, that's the very first one there. Now we'll repeat the same thing for the second one. I'm just going to copy all of these. So this will become item cost 2, item cost 3 there. Now, but I need the names of this one. That is, I think maybe wine, something to do with wine. Yep, that is correct. So paste that in here. And the last one is called what? Something ice cream. Yep, ice cream. And there. I think that's all there is to it. So let's take a good look at the calculation, the codes for the calculation. Okay, take a good look at it. Let's move this so that you can see the rest of that. Yeah, take it up, and that's all, guys. So if I compile and run, okay guys, that's the system running now, but we must enter value in all, else there's going to be an error. So then we're going to have to enter something in all. Here, click on total. There we go, guys. I haven't taken care of this, so we have the cost of this, cost of this, the cost of that, and total will happen. So let's go back into the total and get that sorted as well. Let's see if the reset works. Yeah, that works. Now go back into total, but the reset disables. I don't want that as well. So now total, where is my total? We have 4 tags subtotal, or this should have been total, right? That is fine. Now let's see my resets. What happened there? Right click, event, action, perform, reset. Okay, disable. No, I don't want that. So I'm going to get rid of this. I just want it to clear it alone. That's what we want. Get rid of this as well. Get rid of this. Now the other thing is, so that I can enter zeros in here, I'm going to enter zeros in here, and let's do it one at a time. Come into the property and just enter 0. Now come here, 0, and let's align it, maybe center. Okay, let's repeat the same thing for the next one. Align center, and default value is 0. Align center as well, and default value 0s. That's it, guys. So if we run it now, compile and run, there we go. Enter something here, 4, 3. NetBeans-Full. And if we click on total, there's no error because the 0 is a value itself. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. So you all have a nice day now, and bye for now.